Hello everyone and welcome to another deck profile, and today I'll be showcasing my Weather Painter build for the 2018 September, no, October, that format. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off, we play 3 copies of Weather Painter Snow. This card starts off all your plays, and you basically have to either open this, or if you don't, then you have to open like Thunder and another canvas. But this is basically the best card in the deck to start with. Next, you play 3 copies of Weather Painter Thunder. As I mentioned before, if you don't open Snow, you have to open Thunder, otherwise you kind of just lose the game, because these two basically get your entire engine started, and if you don't have that, good luck playing the game, right? Next, 2 copies of Weather Painter Cloud. Helps you recycle your resources if they get sent to grave, and there's synergy with Thunder and Sun as well. If you use their effects, you can bring them back. Then 2 more Sun, as I mentioned before. Sun is only here because it lets you make Rainbow easier. And like what I mean by that is if you link it off, you can bring Sun back so that you have a Rainbow effect. Then I play 1 Aurora because it protects your back row. And 2 more Rain. Rain's really just a name and a target. I don't know how I feel about Rain. Rain's not that great, but I mean, might as well play it because it is just another Weather Painter target. Another name, I mean. Next, non-Weather Painter, some like other tech choices. I played 3 copies of the Star Seraphs, each of them, Sticks and Chair, because you can make Ouroboros. It's a pretty good removal monster that lets you draw a lot of cards with using the Star Seraphs. And it's because you're doing so much searching anyways in this deck, you can really thin your deck out so that you can draw into these when you need them. And this gives the deck some like removal power, which the deck doesn't really have. Next, I play 3 copies of Eater of Millions because you don't really use your extra deck all that much, and it is nice to have that extra attacking monster to remove a problematic monster instead of just bouncing it to hand with Thunder Canvas. Another tech monster is Metaltron, because you've got so many continuous spells and traps, you can easily attribute them to summon this giant beat stick that's pretty hard to get over. And because you tag out so much, the 3 copies of Gamma and the 1 Driver are pretty nice, and you can resolve it pretty much all the time. And yeah, like even if you're going first, you get to be able to use Gammas. Okay, and that's it for the monsters. On to the spells. 3 copies of Weather Snowy Canvas. This is your searcher of the deck. When you open Snow or Thunder, you're gonna want to get this out on the field so that you get to tag out every single turn and get a search every single turn. Then you play 2 copies of Cloudy Canvas. Similar logic with Snowy, you just want to be able to tag out every turn, not necessarily use its effect. And then we got the 1 Rainy for spell removal, quote unquote removal. It really just bounces it to hand, but it's better than nothing. Then the 1 Dark Hole for mass removal. You can tackle with your own painter so they don't get blown up by the Dark Hole. And then since everything you're playing is pretty much a fairy, you can play 3 Valhalla to turbo out more monsters onto the board. That's it for the spells. And then on to the traps. You don't play that many traps because your Spell and Trap zone is going to be filled up anyways, so it's really difficult to have reactive traps like Strike. So just 2 Thunder Canvas and 1 Auroral Canvas. I know people play Drowning Mirror Force in a lot of their builds, but I personally don't think you're going to be able to resolve it that much considering how there's so much removal in the game now. So yeah, just Thunder Canvas and Auroral Canvas are my traps. On to the extra deck. Starting off with the Link 4s, I play Borreload Dragon, Topologic, and Skull Dread. Borreload is just a giant beat stick that's... the steal effect comes up once in a while. Skull Dread I don't make that much, but Topologic, there's really good synergy with the Weather Painters because let's say it's Topologic, you've got a Topologic, and then you summon your Snow, for example, like from the Banish Zone. Topologic will trigger, you can use Snow to tag out if you've got a canvas. So it blows up the main monster zone, but you keep your monsters. So yeah, these 3. Then I play the 2 Rainbow because more than 1 is unnecessary, but might as well have another target because you're playing Eater Millions anyways, you can banish them if you don't have anything else better to banish. 1 Unicorn, 1 Decode for like it's quote-unquote negate target effects. Unicorn to spin something back into deck. Akashic to out like Decoder or something. Phoenix and Cerberus, because spell removal, monster removal, it's kind of nice. Underclock's generic Link 2. That's it for the Link monsters. You really don't use the extra deck all that much, because you do want to keep your Weather Painters on the field. That's really how you net a lot of advantage. But besides that, you still use them once in a while. The 1 Omega, because you may make... you may be able to make it when you have the PSY-Frames on the field. And then you've got Ouroboros with the Star Seraphs, Break Sword, and Acid Golem, the rank 3s of the deck, because everything you play is level 3. Ouroboros because of the Star Seraphs. And yeah, that about sums up the deck profile. I'm going to show you a little quote-unquote combo with Snow and Valhalla. So this is usually what you want to open with. This is like, obviously isn't a phenomenal hand, but for Weather Painters, getting more than one monster on the board in opening is usually really good. So what you're going to want to do is normal the Snow. You're going to use Snow, set Snowy to the field. You're going to activate Snowy to tag out Snow to get a search for Thunder. And then you're going to activate the Valhalla. You're going to use Valhalla to summon Thunder. Thunder will send this to the grave to set whatever else you need from your deck. So usually you'll go for a Thunder canvas or an Auroral canvas. Helps you disrupt your opponent's searches and helps interrupt the battle. So it really depends on like what your opponent's playing. But with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel if you want more content, and yeah, see you in the next video.